What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we got our best guide for the workshop, upgrading our cars, the ECU modules. Like and subscribe for more amazing mobile gaming content. We have a couple different things that we can do upgrades to. We have our ECU assembly, our vehicle upgrade, and then as we go ahead and upgrade our vehicle, we then get access to a bunch of different nitros. Now, usually the way I look at it is, as you kind of unlock a new nitro, that's pretty much the one that you want to use because it's kind of always better than the other ones. They are kind of situational in a sense because you'll see like this is a 2 by 2 pounds, but obviously this would be better because this is 2 by 3 pounds. For vehicle upgrades, you're going to need the parts. So depending on the specific car, you're going to need that parts. Now what you can do though is you can use your universal parts to go ahead and kind of replicate what you need. But I try and save my universal parts specifically for legendary cars only because it's kind of hard to pull duplicates of them and kind of get the specific parts for them. You can get the specific parts for these legendaries by doing stuff like completing the handbook for them. So just kind of increasing the proficiency and just doing a bunch of tasks. So I don't like to go like too crazy wasting all of my universal parts to kind of upgrade them. What I'll usually do is like if I'm missing 5 or 10 pieces for an upgrade, then I'll go ahead and use my universal parts to just, you know, finish the upgrade. But I really wouldn't come in here and waste like 59 just to instantly get it to the next level. Next, let's go over the ECU assembly. This is one that is pretty much, I would say, the heart and soul of this game. This is kind of like the RPG element where it really lets you change up your cars and make them run how you want them because there's all different kinds of stats and different ECU parts that you can kind of switch in and upgrade and so on and so forth. So the first thing is, how do you get these? You basically get them mostly from the gacha system. That's kind of like the easiest way. You just go through the gacha and sometimes you'll pull them. But the next thing you need to do is you got to go into your backpack and you're going to go to where it says packs. And they're actually packs that you need to open. So after you get it from the gacha system, you don't actually get it instantly, like it won't show up. You have to come into your packs and then go ahead and you'll see that we need to open this up and then we will get, it's like basically a gacha into a gacha. So then we have another chance to somewhat get like maybe a more rare ECU part. All right, so now we're gonna go back to our workshop and we're gonna go head over to this. The other thing is you do need to reach, what is it, proficiency level 7 before you even unlock the ECU. Best way to increase your proficiency level is just you're gonna have to grind out those practice matches just over and over and over again. That's pretty much what you have to do. And then once you do unlock ranked, then you can do it through ranked. So each part has a different piece to it. They're different like shapes. So you have like a hexagon, this one is a diamond, we have a triangle, a round one, and then another round one. So you got 2 round ones. The middle one is kind of like your super duper rare special one that is specific for that style of car. All right, so right here, so if we go to an interceptor roll car, now you'll see that in the middle part, I have the discipline. This is going to increase my charge rate when the ultimate hits. Now this is called a core ECU. The cores are specific to that style of car. So I mentioned in my reroll guide, beginner's guide, that you really want to look out for these core ECUs when you're re-rolling, aside from looking for like legendary cars as well, because these are extremely hard to get and they're very, very valuable. I mean, they give you a huge boost to your stats cars and they are specific to that type. Whereas when it comes to the regular ECUs, like the shaped ECUs, the hexagons, the diamonds, these can be pretty much put on any type of car. All right, next thing we got to go over is kind of upgrading them. And I'm also going to go over like which ones I kind of recommend for which car style or which car type. So you're going to click on one of these, you're going to go to enhancement or replace. We're going to go to enhancement, and then you're just going to upgrade it by using duplicates of other ones. Now what I like to do is try and use ones that I really know I'm not going to use at all. So something like durability is one that I really don't like. Even low rarity ones are also ones that I would kind of recommend you use at the beginning, as opposed to like the blues, the more rares. It just kind of goes by color. Like the greens are kind of a lower rarity, and then the blues I would kind of save, and then the purples are like the epics. The purples are really, really good. They have higher base stats. So you just come in here and you got to feed them a bunch of different ones, duplicates or whatever, and then you're going to need to go ahead and increase the success rate. Now you can do this by like only doing like one, you'll see, but the success rate is very, very low. It's only like 12% at one. So you can get away with just using one, but it's a roll of the dice. So you can come in here and kind of do like, you know, 87%, a decent amount, and then kind of just take the chance, or you can just go straight up 100% as well. The other thing that I also want to mention is that the higher the rarity, the higher the success rate is going to be. So when we go ahead and we use one of these greens, each green's only going to increase it by 12%, and then it went up actually by 13%. But if you see a blue, it goes up by 25% and then 50%. You'll see these are going up by 25% if we use a blue. So just be on the lookout for that when it comes to kind of doing the success rate. Next up, once you go ahead and reach the maximum level, which you're going to hit it very fast. I believe the first maximum level is 3, level 3. You're then going to need to do what's called a breakthrough, which is kind of like level limit breaking it. So we're going to click right here where it says breakthrough, and you're pretty much going to need like almost a duplicate of that exact one. So this one is a momentum 1. So you'll see that we would need to use a momentum 1. Now, I think I saved an example. Let me see. I think I saved an example somewhere specifically so we could do it on camera. Yeah, right here. All right, so I have my momentum 2. This is for speed. These are all of the duplicate ones I have of that. And all you're going to do is you're going to come in here, we're going to choose one of these, and it's going to level limit. So we're going to get this additional star you're going to see. So we can go ahead and like level limit break it 3 times. It's going to increase the level cap by 2. But more importantly, we're going to get a additional substat. Now the substat is completely random. And that's kind of where it comes into kind of having good luck and kind of building out the best. So a lot of times you're going to want to level limit break something first before you kind of go crazy on leveling it up, because if you get a really trash substat, then you might not want to go ahead and waste so many materials leveling it up. Usually breakthroughing an item first is kind of the best bet to see what the substat is, and that way if you do get a good substat, then it's kind of worth leveling it up. Whereas if you get like a trash substat that you don't want, it's not going to help you, then you don't waste all the materials leveling it up. So we're going to go ahead and we'll just do this quick example. It says it's a rare, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and we're going to break through, and our additional attributes are speed plus 0.13. So this is really, really good for me because I'm using this for my speedster car. So that is amazing right there. Let's go ahead and let's do it again. And we will get an additional one. We got durability. So durability isn't one that I particularly like for my speedster cars. I feel like that's more for something like the interceptors, because you're really going to be trying to bash into the opponents and kind of cause havoc. Whereas like a speedster, you just want straight speed. That one was a pretty bad roll, and we'll just go again one more time for demonstration purposes. So now we got another durability. That was how it was really bad. So if we take a look now, you'll see we got speed as our substat, durability and durability. So we got 2 durabilities right here. So just be on the lookout for that. As you see, because I got those 2 durabilities, which I would have rather had them be speed, this is something that I might not go ahead and want to waste a lot of materials leveling up. Next up, we're going to go over some things that I kind of just recommend. And another thing is, some of these are kind of confusing when you go and click on these and kind of read them. So like durability, you may not know what durability means, or you may not know what, let me see if I can find another better example, like nitro time, acceleration. If you don't know what any of these words mean, you're going to go next to where it says ECU performance, click this little eye icon, and it's going to give you a complete description of all of the names of it. So you can kind of get an idea of what this means. So top speed, durability, all these in this like teal color are what are going to show up for this. So that's going to be represented here. So see how it says advantage? We don't know what advantage is. If we go over here, we take a look and we look in this. Okay, here we go. We see advantage says the higher the ranking, the faster the top speed. So all these is just kind of an easy way to take a look at that. So now I'm just going to go over some of the things that I kind of recommend. We're going to go through all 16 of them and which kind of cars I suggest you look out for. So we got top speed, increase the vehicle speed limit. This one is something that you're going to want to put on your speedster, obviously, because you want to be in first place. Durability, this is the one that I say is a bit better for the interceptors because you're going to be causing a lot of havoc. You have acceleration, increase acceleration time when starting from stationary. So this helps you get a really good start at the beginning. This is something that is good for speedsters. Turbo up, increases the chance to trigger continuous turbo. I really like this one. This is another one that you can kind of pretty much use on any car type, but the speedsters are obviously going to benefit the most from that. Nitro time, increase the duration of nitro. This is another one that's kind of good for all cars, but again, speedsters being the best bet. Slipstream nitro charge. Now this is one that I want to go over is slipstream because this can be like a confusing, or some people don't know how to activate slipstream. So it just says increase the nitro charging speed while in the slipstream state. So what slipstream state means is it's kind of like, if you're familiar with like NASCAR or anything like racing, what they tend to call it is like, what is it, drifting or drafting? I think it's called drafting, when one car is in front of you and you're kind of behind it and you're kind of like pulling, it's kind of like pulling your car forward, giving you kind of like a little bit of a boost to your speed. The slipstream state just means that you're behind another car. So a car is in front of you and that gives you the slipstream state. You'll actually see it light up in the user interface. So at the bottom, you'll see one that says slipstream and one that says drift. So as you're drifting, the little drift word will light up blue. And then while you are in the slipstream state, you'll see it'll say slipstream and it'll light up blue. You just have to be kind of like directly behind a car. So having someone in front of you, this is kind of good for all different cars, but it kind of depends. Usually if you are a speedster, you don't really want to be behind people. If you're a speedster, your whole focus is to be in first place. So this can be better for something like a supporting car, a balanced car, or even one like an interceptor. Drift nitro charge just increases the nitro charging efficiency while drifting. This is pretty much good for all cars. Supercharge increases your ultimate charge gained while using nitro. So this is something that I would kind of want to focus on for an interceptor. You always want to use your ultimate charge. A lot of the interceptor cars' ultimates have effects that will do something to your opponent's team. So stuff like make them slower, reduce their nitro, anything like that. So a good build would be to just take like supercharge. So you're going to increase your ultimate charge gain while using nitro, and then kind of do like the drift nitro charge. This was one, and then like increase the nitro charging speed. So you basically would take these three: slipstream nitro charge, drift nitro charge, and then supercharge for an interceptor. And that way you kind of just are constantly building up your nitro charge super fast, which is ultimately going to increase your ultimate charge while you use your nitro. So you want to use your nitro as much as possible, and that way it will increase your ultimate charge. So that's really a nice combo right there. 6, 7, and 8 for like an interceptor. Team Spirit, this one's pretty obvious. This is strictly for support vehicles, so you would only use this for a support vehicle. If you put this Team Spirit ECU on any other type of car, it's pretty much useless and you're wasting it. Willpower, the lower the durability, the faster the top speed. This is one that you're going to want to put on a car that has literally no durability at all. So you saw how we had those substat rerolls of durability. I wouldn't use willpower if I was using that, because those substats are going to completely destroy willpower. Willpower is something you want to put on a car that has no substats with durability, pretty much no durability at all, and this will make your car super fast, really good for speedsters. We got the slipstream boost, increases top speed while in slipstream state. Again, this is just going to help you catch up if you are behind and there's a car in front of you. This is pretty much, again, good for almost all car states. Intense increases the top speed as the race progresses. This is strictly good for really long races. So there are maps that are going to take a long time to complete as opposed to others. So if you have a map that you know takes you roughly like 2 minutes to finish as opposed to one that's 1 minute and 30 seconds, obviously the intense one is going to help for the longer races for pretty much any car. Catch up, the lower the ranking, the faster the top speed. This is again pretty much good for any car that is going to be kind of hiding back. So stuff like a supporter to help a supporter catch up. Even like an interceptor to help an interceptor catch up. But stuff that are just going to be in the back. For a speedster, obviously the speedster isn't going to be in the back. The speedster is going to be always trying to be in first. Advantage, the higher the rank, the faster. This is going to be really good for your speedster cars because you're trying to be in first place. Reversal is going to reduce the opponent's ultimate charge efficiency. This is really, really good for a supporter. So you pretty much just want to throw this on a supporting class or even an interceptor class. That way you can really slow down your opponents. And then finally, initiative gets an ultimate charge at the start of a race. This is pretty much good for, I would say, almost all cars are going to benefit from this because just having your ultimate at the beginning of the race, I mean, there's a huge advantage. The other thing that I also have to mention is the fact that your ECU level needs to kind of be the same as your actual car's level. Otherwise, if you level up your ECU too much, you're actually going to lose out on the efficiency. You'll see right here in this red, it says the actual effect of the ECU is subject to the vehicle level. So because of that, you'll see for this Rocket Fox car, it's showing you a red arrow pointing down. I have this ECU at level 4. But if we take a look at my actual car, I only have it at level 3, so I'm not getting like the full benefit of that ECU. So you don't want to come in here and kind of level these up too fast. You pretty much just want to have it match your car's level. So if your car's level is 2, then I would only go ahead and upgrade these to level 2. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.